5 years. That's how long I stayed in the same place. Not because I was weak, not because I didn't know what to do, but because I was comfortable being lazy. And comfort is the slowest form of death. His name was Arjun, 24 years old, living in a small rented room, working a job he hated. Every morning, the alarm rang at 6 a.m. Every morning, he hit snooze. Just 5 more minutes, he told himself. But 5 minutes became 30. 30 became an hour, and soon his entire day was built on delay. He had dreams once. He wanted to start a business, learn new skills, build something meaningful. But every time he sat down to start, his mind whispered the same thing. Not today, tomorrow, when you feel ready. And tomorrow never came. His friends moved forward, got promotions, traveled, built careers. Arjun, he watched. He scrolled. He distracted himself. He blamed the system, his luck, his circumstances. But deep down, he knew the truth. He wasn't stuck because life was hard. He was stuck because he chose comfort over change. One evening, Arjun sat on his bed, staring at his phone. Another year had passed, another birthday, another reminder that nothing had changed. His younger cousin had just launched his own startup. His old classmate was traveling the world, and him, still in the same room, same job, same excuses. He felt something break inside. Not anger, not sadness, just emptiness. He opened his journal, the same journal he bought 3 years ago to start fresh. Only 2 pages were filled. The rest, blank. He flipped through the empty pages, and for the first time, he saw his life clearly. Every blank page was a day he didn't show up. Every blank page was a promise he broke to himself. He closed the journal and whispered, "What am I doing with my life?" That night, he couldn't sleep. His mind raced. His chest felt heavy. He realized something terrifying. He wasn't lazy because he lacked energy. He was lazy because he was scared. Scared of failing, scared of judgment, scared of discovering that maybe he wasn't good enough. So he hid, behind distractions, behind excuses, behind the illusion that someday would save him. The next morning, something was different. Arjun didn't hit snooze, not because he suddenly felt motivated, but because he was tired of lying to himself. He got up, made tea, sat by the window, and then he saw it. A construction site across the street. Workers had been building a house there for months, brick by brick, day by day. Rain or shine, they showed up. No motivation speeches, no perfect conditions, just work. Arjun watched them for 20 minutes, and then it hit him. They weren't special, they weren't superhuman, they just did the work. Not when they felt like it, not when everything was perfect, they just showed up. Arjun opened his laptop. He didn't feel inspired, he didn't feel ready, but he started anyway. He wrote one paragraph, then another. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't brilliant, but it was something. And for the first time in 5 years, he felt a spark, not of motivation, of movement. Over the next few weeks, Arjun made a rule. No matter how he felt, he would work for just 30 minutes every morning. Some days he felt energized and worked for hours. Other days he dragged himself through those 30 minutes and stopped, but he showed up. And slowly, something inside him changed. He stopped waiting to feel ready. He stopped waiting for the perfect plan. He realized that laziness wasn't about lacking energy, it was about lacking identity. For 5 years, he saw himself as someone who will do it someday, but now he saw himself differently. He was someone who shows up, not perfectly, not always happily, but consistently. And that shift changed everything. He started writing, then learning, then building. 6 months later, he quit his job. Not because he was rich, not because everything was figured out, but because he finally trusted himself to keep going. Here's what Arjun learned, and here's what you need to understand. Laziness is not your enemy. Fear is. You're not lazy because you're weak. You're lazy because you're protecting yourself from the possibility of failure. But here's the truth.
The life you want is on the other side of discomfort. You don't need motivation. You don't need inspiration. You need to stop lying to yourself. You need to stop waiting for the right time, because the right time is always now. Start small, start messy, start scared, but start. Because 5 years will pass whether you act or not. The only question is, who will you be when they do? Arjun wasted 5 years, but those 5 years taught him something no book could. That the person you become is built in the moments you don't feel like showing up. And the life you want doesn't come from one big decision. It comes from 1,000 small ones. So stop waiting, stop hiding, start today. Even if it's messy, even if it's small, because the only thing worse than starting and failing is never starting at all. If this story touched you, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more stories that will change the way you see yourself. Your next chapter is waiting. Don't waste another year.